Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming, and in this video we'll go over what this is. I'm going to show you guys a new product that has been requested by one person. I don't know if I'm going to do it going forward, but I thought I'd ask you guys about it. Before we get into the consignments and that stuff, if you send in a consignment and this is your handwriting, or if you put this in your consignment box, please reach out to me because I have no email that matches any consignment that I've been contacted about where I've been sent a tracking number. I cannot find the tracking number in my email. The name that's on there is like a mysterious name. It's like incognito. So the return address name is not on there. It's a fairly large package. You can kind of see what is in here. Some of this stuff I don't actually accept on consignment, but I can see right here, there's actually 5 free packs for a giveaway in a video. Definitely appreciate that. But if you would, just reach out to me. Let me know who you are because I have your consignment, but I don't know who to contact because there's 0 contact information that I can find inside of the box. There was another slip like this, but again, there was no name, no email, no phone number, and I have no email, name, anything that matches the tracking number or the return address that is on the package itself. So again, reach out to me. I want to get that taken care of because I think the consignment is probably $2,000 to $3,000. I might be a little high, might be a little low on that, but you know, it's pretty decent. Anyways, this right here is an opened Japanese Neo Destiny box. This is actually something that I'm middlemaning for somebody. Please don't ask me to middleman things. This is just something that I'm doing for somebody that I trust and who's very helpful to me. You can see it has actually been resealed up with these little tamper evidence strips because it was opened up. A lot of Japanese boxes, they're really hard to verify, much more so than even English boxes because of the way the plastic is on there. They've already got holes in them. I mean, it's kind of tough. So this is actually his. I believe I'm going to be sending it to him soon enough. But if you are interested in this Neo Destiny box and you have a good offer that you want to make, I should have an email address right here, number1pokemoncollector@gmail.com. Send it to me and I can send it to him. I do know his asking price, but I just want to field some offers, see if somebody hits his offer, then you'll obviously be in the front running there. But had a few people interested. I sent out to my list that I normally have already, so you guys have already received information about it. But next up, we also have some of these are probably still available. I'm getting ready to send out my email about them, but these are heavies that are left over from the stream. We did pull a Charizard, we pulled a Venusaur. The condition looked really good. We pulled a Chansey. I'm trying to think what else. I believe there was a Zapdos and maybe a Poliwrath. There had to be one. There was one more because there was 11 of these. Oh, there was a Ninetales. The Ninetales, that one ended up getting refunded just because the way the card almost looked like it had been kind of dropped on its corner. The pack had been dropped on its corner. So thankfully, me, the consignee, and the other guy, we all kind of agreed that we should refund that one. And then check this out. So this is something that was requested as well. Somebody wanted to have some celebration packs, but they wanted to make sure that they kind of come from distribution and they want to have them kind of tamper evident up. So this is almost like a booster box for celebrations because celebrations is a specialty set where you cannot get a booster box. So for this one, what I did was I took a regular booster box case. I only had like 4 or 5 of these on hand. I believe it was 5 of them. And I put 75 packs in here. This particular person wanted 300 packs. This is not currently open up to the public because I don't really like selling out my celebration packs. But yeah, so I put 75 in here. I made sure I used ones that did not have the little crimping issue at the top because I've got a lot of packs like that have the crimping issue. I'm going to just save those for opening up on the channel. So these are all nice looking ones. But it's got 2 rows of 37 and then there's one on the top. And then I put these little tamper evident strips around there. So it's nice and sealed, but I think it would display pretty well. You do still have this on here. I mean, in a way it displays better than a regular booster box because you can see the packs, but in another way it doesn't really display as well because, you know, you got this other stuff on here that kind of distracts from it. It's not a real professional look in my opinion, but I still think it looks nice and neat. And I'm considering doing this for other specialty sets that don't have booster boxes. Maybe Crown Zenith if I can get more packs. Those move as fast as I seem to get them in. Something like Pokemon Go, Shining Legends, Hidden Fates, Shining Fates, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, sets where they don't have a booster box. Let me know what you guys think about that. I did put 36 of the Crown Zenith in a box just to see how they would fit, and it fit pretty well. I kind of like the idea of doing it like this. I was worried at first that the bottoms of the packs would get a little smushed or damaged, but the weight, because it's fairly thick and it stays in there, you know, it's not like too tight, but it fits it just right in my opinion. It doesn't bounce up and down too too easily anyways. I don't think it'll be putting too much weight on the bottom of that. Another thing that you could keep in mind is if you're going to store these long term, just lay them flat. You know, if you want to put them on display, you could do that. I didn't put tamper evident seals on this one because I don't even know if I want to pursue it. You can kind of see right here where like this pack, it's got a flap folded underneath. I would, you know, before I would seal it up, I would make sure that that's pushed up as much as I could be. As much as it could be, as much as I can. Same thing with some of these other packs. You're not going to be able to get them all perfect. Even straight out of a booster box, you guys have seen them. You know, they're not always perfect, but I'll try to get them a little bit better. You can even see, here, I'll show you what's about the celebration packs. So like these are some of the packs that I use to open the channel. Like I don't even like selling these out sealed because a lot of times people think they're tampered, but these come straight from distribution. You know, just like those other packs. That's the whole idea behind this stuff. All of these packs are confirmed. I pulled from distribution products. So they went from Pokemon distribution to me. I opened the product myself, and that's why I put my name on it and do those little tamper evident seals. Now, I can't guarantee, you know, anything. If you go to open it up, you know, you're going to get certain hit rates or whatever. I mean, you can't do that with any specialty product. But like these right here, you know, people might not like the fact that, you know, the crimp, it was pressed too hard. You can see it's even got like these little hairs that kind of stick off the top. I've got lots of packs like that. These are the ones I'll probably use for openings and stuff, because while I know that they're legit, you know, if you pass it on to somebody else, they want, you know, nice looking packs. So I kind of see why if somebody got that, they would not want it, and that's why I wouldn't pass it along, but pass that kind of product along. All right, so let's get into some of the consignments. At the very end, I'm gonna show you guys a big purchase that I did make, and yeah, I think most of this stuff is going live or is already live. Should be live Thursday night, which I believe might be tonight, depending on when this video goes up. This one just came in. We have a Charizard from the Classic Collection. We have the Charizard and Mewtwo, and then you have the Mewtwo and Charizard from V-Star Universe. Great looking cards there. We also have a Torchic Gold Star. I don't typically take in raw cards, but every now and then I do if it's just one or two. And if usually it has to be higher end. I do charge an extra $5 on raw cards just because of the extra handling, and I have to just take extra time to look at something like that. Plus there's extra risk with the buyer, because when you have a card graded, you've already got a third-party authentication, so people kind of know if they're buying this, they're getting a PSA Gem Mint 10, not a rusty Gem Mint 10, if that makes any sense. But here we got some pretty cool cards here. Got the Sleepy Zards. Got these backwards in this box over here. I keep trying to grab them in the wrong direction. There's a 10 on that one. There's the VMAX, got a 10, 9, 9. There's the V-Star. I don't think we had a 10 on that one, yeah. There's the Charmeleon from the Web Series, got the Clefable. Now, if you guys don't know, Web Series, they have both First Edition and Unlimited. We're going to see both in this one. I'm not sure either one of them is more rare than the other. So by default, usually First Edition is a little bit more desired. I want to say that I've seen less Unlimited, but again, I'm not really sure on the print run numbers there. So you got the Electrode, got Espeon. Typically with like the E2, E1, there's very few Unlimited. I believe, I can't remember with E2 if there's a lot of Unlimited or not. But Expedition, the E1 on the Japanese side, the Unlimited, I believe, it only come out of a certain starter deck, and that's why you can get the Charizard Unlimited there, and it's really expensive. Yeah, there you go. So this is Wind from the Sea. You can see that this one here is Unlimited. Typically, the Unlimited on any of the E-Series sets, those are more scarce. Make sure I got the right thing last. Yeah, we'll put that last. All right, there's a Mareep from McDonald's. Got the Naked Misty. This one has no rarity, so that means it comes from the Hanada City Gym deck. If you go back early on with some of the PSA cards before, like early certs, they're not going to specify between the theme deck and the non-theme deck one. Got Ninetales there. That's the first edition. Got Price's Sneasel. Got a Raichu. Got the Suicune. Tyro. Got a few Japanese, or not Japanese. Got a few Yu-Gi-Oh cards. This one here is Asian English. You see, typically the only thing different is like that at the bottom. Got the Blackluster Soldier, that's Unlimited. Then we have an Ultimate Rare Yubel. And then the big card that I did make a purchase. I want you guys to check this out. Look at the condition of the back side of that, man. It just looks really good. And that white dot there is not actually on the card. Centering, the corners, everything looks great. And check it out. It's a Charizard First Edition. I won this one in auction. I think it's one of the cheapest 9.5s that have went in auction ever. And so I mean, I guess ever in the post-COVID timeline, but yeah, it was like $30,000 or something like that, which is still really expensive, don't get me wrong. But I was definitely happy to win this one because this is probably the best condition Gem Mint 9.5 that I've seen in a very long time. It's a thick stamp. It's well centered. I don't even see white dots on the backside, so I was really happy with this. Man, I even considered, seeing if this thing would regrade, but it's a 9.5. Like, how do you throw that kind of grade away? Like, if you jump down to a 9, you're going to lose half the value. I mean, of course, it went up. It would do really well, but I'm going to leave it in here as is. I believe the centering on the front might be what's going to hold it from getting that pristine 10. I think the centering on the back is slightly better, but you can kind of see over here on the right. I was comparing this to my PSA 10, and this right here, this looks better. Like, this looks like a better condition, better centering, a better centered card, more well-centered card than my PSA 10, and there's no way I'd like regrade that 10. I remember when I bought that PSA 10 first edition Charizard, it was one of 5 that I had to choose from. This guy had 5 of them. I know we hear about Gary who's got his dozen or whatever. This guy had 5, which is, who knows, probably the second most in the world. Who knows at this point by the time, how many have actually exchanged hands. But yeah, he let me choose from the 5 that I wanted, and I went with the one that I thought was the best condition, but the centering was, a decent amount off. To me, centering, it's a big factor in grading, but I usually, for me personally, I've always let condition trump the centering because I can kind of get past that. As I've aged more into collecting, I realized, centering, it's a pretty big issue on the Pokemon side because you can't really ever have that's something that's very measurable, if that makes sense. And right before we finish, let me know what you guys think on this. Like, this is kind of how I did it. This is the quantity 75 celebration packs from distribution products, and then I just put TCA Gaming there. Do you think this is something that I should do with specialty sets, like make 36 count boxes? The only reason I put 75 in here was because these are 4 card packs, so that's how many fits in here without it like being too smushed, being able to move too much. I think it's a nice full amount, which means this is going to be a lot more expensive if I sold something like this. And I actually have the quantity to do it for celebrations to maybe make like 100 boxes or so, maybe more. I'm not even sure how many packs I have up there in storage, but if I did, they would. I feel like they would run out pretty quickly if I priced them at market. And for me, this is one of those sets that I've told you guys for a long time. I believe that in long term, this is going to be a good set, but it's going to take a while. I mean, there were a lot of celebration products printed. You can still find releases every now and then on like Walmart shelves and other places, and who knows, I mean, we're probably going to find stuff being released through Pokemon Center and through distribution here and there where they found an extra pallet or something. None of that stuff is really surprising when you had so many releases for a very popular set, but even with all that factored in, I do think it's still going to age very well. I think a lot of people do. It's a fun set, even though it's really small, but it's got a lot of appeal. It hits many of the generations, all of the generations pretty much up until this point. And it's got a Charizard in there, right? Everybody likes the Charizard. It's got its own subset of different cards that are variations from the reprints that are put in there, because the reprints are the classic collection. But before I get on too much of a rant about how much I like celebrations, just wanted to show it one last time. If you guys didn't catch it earlier, I am looking for feedback on it, maybe even on the case itself. I thought about going with Phantom Display instead of doing these standard booster box cases. Those are quite a bit more expensive, but they got that thicker acrylic, and I don't know, I really like those guys too. But anyways, guys, I'm going to cut it off there. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in another video.